Here we go. Hey, I think we're live now. Welcome back, Bitcoin Generations. Your host, Boadee, here with a live show on a Thursday afternoon, 2 o'clock, ready to rock and roll, my friends. We are talking about Bitcoin for baby boomers and new Bitcoiners and everybody who needs to know about Bitcoin. We're going to share some stuff with you today. You are not going to see anywhere else but on this channel. And so I would like to start that off with a toast, a drink to a wonderful show we're going to have today. Thank you for stopping by. Let me just jump right into all the things that we have going for you today. I'm going to start out with some vision for you. I'm going to start out with some things that you have not really maybe thought about in a while. Some vision kind of things like, there was an old Crosby, Stills, Nash song a long time ago called Teach Your Children Well. Teach your children well. I've been kind of posting a lot of things about homeschooling on Nostr recently, and apparently it's spreading some seeds, and it's sort of taken off a little bit, I guess. But I just wanted to kind of like go down that rabbit hole a little ways about teaching your children and what we can do to kind of up our game regarding like learning about Bitcoin, about studying Bitcoin, about like teaching our kids about Bitcoin. How do we do this, right? Like I'm a baby boomer, I'm a, whatever age parent I am. How am I going to learn how to do this? Well, first of all, you have to identify that it's actual need, that you need to do that. Pardon me. Okay. So you have to identify that it's an actual need, and then you can like jump into like, well, how do I do that? It's kind of like Bitcoin. You first identify that, well, there might be a problem, and then you find paths to get to the solution. So teaching your kids about Bitcoin, getting all this stuff, you got to get off zero. And I'm just going to jump right in because I think that that's the best way for me to like make some of the points that I want to make today. So let's start off with, let me share. I'm going to share a video, and then we're going to talk about like the nuts and bolts about like where to go with that knowledge. And so I think that this guy says it probably better than anyone else in terms of what he is talking about. And I'm talking about none other than this guy right here that's on this red carpet stage, Nayib Bukele from the country of El Salvador. You need to see this. This is really, really, really good. Okay. So here we go. I want you to listen up, listen to what he's saying. If you don't speak Spanish, read the subtitles. But if you do speak Spanish, you're going to get even more out of it. Okay, here we go. It's like 3 minutes, so just hang with me.
Nos tocó encarcelar a 80,000 criminales para alcanzar esta paz, porque generaciones enteras fueron abandonadas por gobiernos anteriores. Si esas generaciones hubieran sido formadas correctamente, todo eso no hubiera sido necesario. Y no vamos a permitir que dentro de 15 o 20 años otro gobierno tenga que repetir lo mismo, porque nosotros no pudimos educar a las nuevas generaciones. Porque la verdadera independencia está en educarlos y en sembrar distinto. Educar no solo es dar matemáticas o ciencias. Educar es formar personas, es enseñar respeto, civismo, disciplina y valores. Es incluso cosas básicas como decir gracias, por favor o buenos días. Pequeñas cosas que nunca debieron perderse. Es enseñar a dejar limpio la escuela, a cuidar los espacios públicos, a no tirar basura en la calle, a respetar la vida y la propiedad privada de los demás. Y es que decir buenos días, por favor, gracias, no solo son palabras, son las primeras semillas que moldearán nuestro futuro. Porque corregir adultos que crecieron sin valores, que se convirtieron en asesinos, es mucho más difícil y prácticamente imposible. Pero si trabajamos con los más jóvenes, que son el futuro de El Salvador, garantizamos que lo que pasó no vuelva a pasar y que nuestro futuro esté cimentado en el respeto, en la convivencia, en el trabajo y en la responsabilidad. Por eso estamos cambiando cosas que aún algunas parecen pequeñas, pero son enormes en la vida de un país. Enseñar a decir buenos días, por favor, gracias, exigir uniformes limpios, pedir que se respete la disciplina, que no se tire basura, que los conductores manejen con responsabilidad. Algunos critican que eso es autoritarismo, pero no lo es. Es educación básica, es formar ciudadanos responsables. ¿Por qué llamar autoritarismo al rescate de valores y querer formar mejor a nuestra juventud? Tal vez ellos no quieren que formemos a nuestra juventud. Tal vez ellos quieren que volvamos a pasar por lo mismo que tuvimos que pasar. Pero vean los sistemas educativos en el mundo. Los cambios que han hecho, ¿están funcionando? No, no están funcionando. Vemos el declive de sociedades las cuales envidiábamos antes por los cambios en sus sistemas, porque han perdido los valores, porque han cambiado sus sistemas educativos. Y nosotros estamos haciendo lo mismo, pero al revés, pasando de la oscuridad a la luz. Nos tocó.
So he's talking about societies in decline. He's talking about educating children, the children of El Salvador. Did you see the rows of the kids in their school uniforms that were sitting right in front? No doubt, no doubt. He's this is, there's cameras there. There's the whole thing. It's in one sense, yes, it's a public relations thing. It's a statement to his countrymen. It's a statement to the world. It's a declaration that they drew a line in the sand and they take their families, their country, their children seriously, and they're doing concrete steps to educate their kids, to teach them please and thank you. Like what? Okay, all right. So that was an example of what they're doing there. Okay. In no way am I saying that, we have to do exactly what they're doing, in this country. I'm talking about the U.S. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you're in the U.S. and you see what I see, which is on the news every day, violence, bloodshed, it's difficult to watch. It hurts the soul. It's difficult to love people through that. And yet I know that's what we need to do. What I'm saying is that we need to get back to educating our kids. I'm saying we need to take back our children, maybe unschool them from some of the schooling that they've had, and make sure that good education that it will be helpful to them is important. Okay. And this is what brings me to Bitcoin Diploma. Okay. There's a lot of things that you can teach your kids. There's a lot of really good things. And these things. How much time do you actually have to teach them? Well, some of you have some more time than others. Some of you are better at teaching your kids than maybe you think that you think that maybe some people are better at teaching your kids than you are at teaching your kids. Well, I mean, there's, that could be debatable, and maybe that's true in some cases, in some ways. But what I'm here to say is that this Bitcoin Diploma curriculum has been established for a number of years. And I'm going to read a little bit about the Bitcoin Diploma story. And then I'm going to do a little bit of an intro as to what the Bitcoin Diploma curriculum is. Because I think that we need to teach the basics, as we need to teach, as much as we need to teach please and thank you, as Nayib Bukele said. We also need to teach what is sound money. What is Bitcoin? What is the future? And I will just say right now, if you're in the United States and you don't know about this curriculum, you don't know about how to teach your kids about Bitcoin, you need to know. This is something that's urgent for you to plant the seeds now, so that when they're a year or 2 or 3 or more years older than they are now, they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, that was some really good, for lack of a better term, potty training that I got from my parents about Bitcoin, because I understood some things at the very beginning about kind of what the concept is and what the basics are. So yeah, bear with me while I read this. I feel well enough about this that I printed off a color copy of this. This is the story of the Bitcoin Diploma. Okay. There is nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. The Bitcoin Diploma story began in El Salvador with the first pilot of 38 public school students graduating in June of 2022. This was the first Bitcoin Diploma in a public school system anywhere in the world. It's hard to believe that that was less than 3 years ago. The growth since then has been phenomenal, with thousands of Bitcoin Diploma graduates from our classes all over the nation. However, the most exciting and inspiring growth has come from others. The workbook is open source, and an incredibly diverse collection of Bitcoin educators have embraced the material, both in El Salvador and beyond. The Ministry of Education in El Salvador used it as the primary source material for its own Bitcoin Diploma, and in 2024, we joined with Bitcoin Beach to train over 400 public school teachers to teach it in their schools. One of our original goals was to teach a nation and demonstrate Bitcoin education as a force for good at mass scale. That dream is now well on its way. El Salvador is the focus. The mission is the world. In March 2023, we founded the International Bitcoin Educators Node Network, requiring all nodes to agree to some core principles that the education must be independent, impartial, community-led, Bitcoin-only, high-quality, and empowerment-focused. This network, now self-governing, has translated the work into more than 8 languages and taught the Bitcoin Diploma in Canada, the US, Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, Costa Rica, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Colombia, Suriname, Peru, Brazil, Argentina, Ireland, the UK, Portugal, Georgia, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, India, Hong Kong, Indonesia, and Australia. The network adds new nodes each month, and since the work is open source, get this, I love this part, no one needs permission. Many more have likely done this completely on their own. This is a global decentralized movement. Independent, impartial, community-led Bitcoin education will change the world. It already has. And it says, for a better world, my first Bitcoin team 2025. So what I have here is a color copy of the manual of everything that's in this curriculum. I printed it off because I'm teaching it, and you guys are going to benefit from that if you're interested. So I will go into the table of contents for a second, but I will say on GitHub, you can go right there, and I'm going to show you how to get to this curriculum right here, okay? Because it's decentralized, it's open source. You, my friend, can have access to it as well for free. Free. Ready? Here we go. So I am going to share this page right here because you heard it first, right here on Bitcoin Generations. All right. So I am showing you. We typed in Bitcoin Diploma into a search engine, and here we go. The very first one. We're going to click on this, and bam, there you go. All right. So now all you got to do is click. Let's see, right? Where is that? I know it's in here somewhere. So you go up here to, oh yeah. So how did I get that? Easy for me to say. Okay, just go over here to Education Toolbox, and then you click on Bitcoin Diploma. And wait, I picked mine up off GitHub, but I know it's right here. Okay, so hold on. So you can go to the online school. No. Here I am. I had it pulled up on GitHub, and then I changed and I typed it up on this. Okay, so stand by. Let's go back. We're not going here. We're going to go back over here, and we're going to go back out to here. Okay, so I was wrong. On the fly, live on stream, I'm going to tell you that you can go here and go to myfirstbitcoin.io, but I picked mine up from My First Bitcoin at GitHub. Okay, easy peasy. So you just go here and you go to the right down here. Okay, you see this right up here on the left in the blue, Bitcoin Diploma 2025. Okay, great. Now you come on down here a little ways and you go down here to the Bitcoin Diploma 2025 English. You go right there, and then there you go. Okay, and you can save the whole thing. That's a blank page. Okay, and then you go right into the student workbook and the Bitcoin Diploma story that I just read. And then more pages are down here, and you can go to the table of contents, which is where we're going to go right now. Okay, so that is where you'd find that. All right. Now, so we're going to go into that, and I don't know why I should close that. I could probably just show you. Let me just do that. Just continue to share that, since that's what I'm going to read to you anyway. Good. Okay, so we're going to go right through this real quick. So this is the intro. This is what the curriculum is. This is the background on the curriculum. This is and why it was taught in the first place. And it's also kind of teaches you some things. And I'm going to go into just a couple of the kind of review of what's in the chapters, and then the juice of this to me is the group activities. So if you can participate in this course in like a seminar format or a group setting where actually people are in a room, that's ideal. But first chapter, why do we need money? You go into your introduction, you meet Satoshi. There's a group activity, 5 questions on money. And, I've got those right here. And the 5 questions are, why do we need money? What is money? Who controls money? And what gives money its value? And then, there's opportunity for you to ask questions like, if you have questions about money too. Chapter 2, what is money? There's a class discussion on that. There's an activity on time preference, which is very interesting. I think that's an important thing that they'll cover in that chapter. We're not going to cover it today, but time preference, that's an interesting. If you don't know what time preference is, like low time preference, high time preference, I think that's definitely going to be worth your time to study that as well. Chapter 3, the history of money. Okay, chapter 4, what is fiat money and who controls it? Okay. What is, let's see, chapter 5 is how problems lead to solutions. So notice as we go through the contents here, these little things, these activities right here. Okay. This is important to, can't highlight it because it's PDF, but the activity on fractional reserve banking. I mean, these are classes. If you were having to go to a class, these are not classes you would want to miss because the group activities are like precious and these are good. Okay, so we're moving on. Chapter 5, how problems lead to solutions. There's several group activities here. The effects of inflation and auction activity, and then further the consequences of the fiat system. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. You get into the meat of this, and it really starts making you think. And can you imagine teaching this to 8, 9, 10-year-old kids? I mean, I'm a homeschooler. Like unapologetically, this is really good meaty stuff to be teaching your kids. If nothing else, even if they don't end up being Bitcoiners, which I don't know how you would not be a Bitcoiner after you study the Bitcoin Diploma, but even if you didn't, you would have learned so much about things about our country, about our banking system, about the central banking system, about what the problem is. How do you learn that stuff? Well, this is a structured curriculum that teaches that, and you can use it however you want. You don't have to be certified to teach this. Am I certified to teach it? Yeah, I've got a certification right here in my can. It's right here. It says I'm certified. See, now I'm drinking it. I'm drinking the certification. So, and that's a root beer actually. So don't worry. Chapter 7, how to use Bitcoin. This is good. This is good stuff. Acquiring and exchanging Bitcoin, an introduction to Bitcoin wallets, self-custodial versus custodial wallets. I mean, they're teaching kids this. Are you kidding me? And you want to know, like, who's going to be ahead in the world in like a decade, 2 decades from now? Who's going to be the kids that are like up to speed and like leading the way? They're teaching kids this curriculum right now in El Salvador. They're teaching this curriculum in Africa right now. That's why I'm saying, America, you need to get off of zero and you need to start learning about Bitcoin. You need to start teaching your kids. You need to take this course from us. I'm going to be teaching it, and I'm happy to share with you. Happy to share. I'm going to have some news very soon about a new, some breaking edge, cutting edge stuff that I'm working on regarding getting this class on a platform that you can learn about. You can learn this curriculum, and I will teach it to you. So let's go. All right. Let me check in something right here. Make sure there's some audio is still going and everything is still happening. And I've got comments. If I got any comments, I've got Samantha Nakamoto, and welcome. And I've got Jor is here. Jor, welcome. So let's talk a little bit more about what we're doing on this curriculum. Chapter 7. So we go into this curriculum, and it's actually very interesting. Again, I said the group activities are fabulous. Well, activity there's 3 activities in week 7. There's a little bit on how to exchange, and then wallets, and then you go into these 3 activities: the class evaluation on Bitcoin wallets, and then you set up and you recover a Bitcoin wallet, and then you do Bitcoin transactions in action. You actually move some Bitcoin. Okay. So that's how to use Bitcoin. Okay. You're going to actually not just going to learn it. We're going to do it. Okay. And then chapter 8 is the Lightning Network, and you will learn using Bitcoin in your daily life. And that's not the layer 1. That's like the layer 2 of moving Bitcoin around. So that's fabulous. The Lightning Wallet Relay Race. This is going to be interesting, and I know I'm going to be challenged to teach this, so it's going to be good. But it is going to be challenging, and it's probably not going to be live. So don't hold me to that. But we are going to do this. This is going to be fun. Chapter 9, an introduction to the technical side of Bitcoin, and that is, you're going to have kind of how Bitcoin works under the hood. There's going to be an activity on that. There's going to be an activity on generating a SHA-256 hash, the UTXO model, and what is a mempool. And you're going to watch a video on Bitcoin nodes. And then we're going to have finally, the very last class will be why Bitcoin. And like, what could a Bitcoin future look like? What are CBDCs? Kind of what's the philosophy of Bitcoin? And then we'll have some class discussion, or at least depending on how the dynamics of the platform I'm going to be using works. Hopefully we'll have some class discussion. Do you have the right to control your own money? Okay, that's going to be a great question. So you've seen it right here. I've got all this right here. I've got all the color slides and all the stuff. And I mean, it's just all kinds of really good stuff. Fractional reserve banking. I mean, look at this. This stuff is fabulous. And so it's all in there on the curriculum that I just showed you over here. And if you're coming in late, I'm going to show it to you again. How I got here is we're just going to go back out. I'm going to back up to I went into Bit. I can talk. Yes, I can talk. GitHub is where I went into to get the Bitcoin Diploma curriculum. And there is Adobe files right here. You can get those as well. But if you're not familiar with GitHub, it might not be as easy as you just going out to, go here, Bitcoin Diploma. This is my first Bitcoin, but goes straight to the PDF. Okay. So you can do that. That's probably where I should have taken you first. Okay. So again, you type in Bitcoin Diploma into Google, and you'll see a listing something like this. And then you want to just go right to the one, like it's the third one down here, and it just says Bitcoin Diploma. The Ministry of Education in El Salvador created their own Bitcoin Diploma with our workbook as the primary source material. Okay. So you guys are getting world-class Bitcoin educational knowledge, free and open source. So you can study it yourself. However, I'm planning to add value, and I'm going to bring experience in education to this curriculum so you can learn from an experienced Bitcoiner if you don't have experience. If you need to get off zero and you have somebody who's like a baby boomer or a new Bitcoiner and you don't want to explain it to them, have them watch me teach this course. Okay. That's it. It's really that simple. So here we go. We're going to be moving on into some other, let's see, what else are we going to talk about here today? That is, I really probably should keep it real simple. That is really what I wanted to talk about. I also wanted to say one thing about this guy right here with this, this Nayib Bukele. I mean, he's leading from the front. He's leading from the front. I mean, he's with humility. He's, he brings his family out onto the, he's with humility. He is teaching people. He's leading their country, and I think it's really something to watch. I think if you get wrapped up in a lot of the things that are going on in North America right now, and it can be very difficult to be a part of that. It's very hopeful to see the things that are being done there in El Salvador. And I'm not just saying just there. There's other really good things happening as well. But as far as the education about just some basics, we kind of need to kind of own that more. And homeschooling is one way to do that. And teaching people about Bitcoin basics is another way to do that, because there's many people out there probably listening to this podcast that maybe participated or were educated in a public school type system, especially you baby boomers. So we didn't really have homeschooling that I knew of when I was a kid going through grade school and high school. But that is a real thing these days. And I don't even I know all the things about, I've got to work and my wife has to work, and I know those things. I do. And it's still possible. It's still possible to do it, So I would encourage you to try. If you have kids and you're thinking about it, you're concerned about what's going on with the education thing, 100%. Take a look at it again. See if there's any way that you can do it. You can always have a cheerleader in me in taking the bull by the horns and trying to find a way to keep your kids at home and educate them. Just fight off the naysayers. There's some great resources for you. Legal representation for homeschoolers, homeschooling libraries, homeschooling co-ops. I mean, I don't mean to be, on this bandwagon about homeschooling, but I'm I don't know. It's just epically bad out there in some of these places. It's difficult to fight this system. And I have fought the system in the past. I mean, you wouldn't know that about me unless you knew me. But I don't really care for the man and the corporate, and the Department of Education and all that stuff. And now I'm going to get blacklisted and whatnot. But to the degree that I care, yeah, there you go. So anyway, it's going to be a short one today. Just really happy that we have some folks in the chat. Any questions about this stuff, please feel free to fire away. I will do my best at answering some questions. We have Pipeline. We do have Pipeline in the chat. Pipeline says he's using Strike Bill Pay to pay my bills in Bitcoin, and I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I need to keep some Bitcoin on Strike to pay bills, of course. Most is in cold storage, but is that okay to do? Strike Bill Pay to pay my bills in Bitcoin. Yeah. Well, if you need to do that, that's, I'm not sure your situation exactly, what these numbers are and what your exact need is, but I actually use something that's parallel to that, kind of a similar, and is a Fold. That's the one I use here in the US. And it works pretty well for me. I have some money that gets direct deposited there, and I pay bills out of there, and it works well. I hope that answers your question. Let's see. Yeah. I'm really happy that y'all dropped by. I'm thrilled that we got through that material just as quick as we did. Bitcoin Diploma. That is the it's kind of a hidden gem. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there. The beauty is, I mean, a lot of people think, there's no value there. It's free and open source. It's like anybody could use that. Yeah. Well, anybody can use that. And that's the thing. We are going to use that. So that's kind of what I wanted to go with that today. Really going to be excited to kind of like open that up and bring some people to be able to see the beginning of their Bitcoin education if that's where they're at. So encourage your folks to I'm going to have some links to click on, and we're going to have some new information about how to get access to that. I think you're going to it's going to be very timely, and you're going to have to take action, I think, on that. But we're going to make it so that you can learn about Bitcoin and listen to my classes on Bitcoin Diploma. Okay. And if there's any way that I can do it, I'm going to have ability for people to ask questions in a sort of a group dynamic while we're doing it. Okay. So with that, I'm going to wrap, and I'm going to let you know that we're going to be back real soon, and I'm going to upload some more videos. It probably won't be 1 week next time or longer than that. It's going to be a shorter time frame, and I'll have some more information on the Bitcoin Diploma, and probably other news is coming out soon. All right. You guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here on Bitcoin Generations. Take care.